Avoid these 5 mistakes next time you buy an air purifier. The first mistake is not budgeting for filter replacement. The initial cost of the air purifier itself is very important, but even more important is the recurring cost of filter replacement. This table lists the cost of replacement filters for all of the most popular air purifiers we've tested, in order from the lowest airflow, smallest air purifiers to the highest airflow, largest air purifiers. This column shows the base price. This column shows the manufacturer recommended replacement frequency in years, so 6 months or half a year is 0.5 in this example, and this column shows the yearly price if you replace the filters at that frequency. For any air purifier you buy, make sure you can afford and you're willing to pay for its replacement filters. Another mistake to avoid is reading too much into the marketing of an air purifier and paying up for features you don't need. Built-in air quality sensors on most air purifiers are highly inaccurate, so don't pay more for a particular model because it has an air quality sensor or a fancy air quality display. If you want this functionality, buy a good quality monitor separately instead. Don't pay up for a UV light either. You don't need to kill germs to filter them. A HEPA filter will capture germs just fine whether they're alive or dead. Another more brand-specific example is this odor neutralizer installed on certain Shark air purifiers. It's marketed as being able to deliver 2 times better odor reduction versus filtration alone. But all it does is add a scent as this model purifies, and you probably don't want to add a scent as you purify room air. So don't pay extra for this type of feature either. The third mistake to avoid when buying an air purifier is paying up for filtration you don't need. Expensive air purifiers often have extra filters or extra filtration media that most consumers don't need. For example, this Austin air filter adds zeolite to its gas filter to remove formaldehyde. Dyson air purifiers add a selective catalytic oxidation filter to remove formaldehyde. If you have high formaldehyde levels in your home and you can't properly ventilate it out of your home, then you may need the extra level of filtration provided by these filters. However, most people don't have this problem and don't need to filter formaldehyde with an air purifier. So don't pay up for this extra level of filtration unless you know you need it. The fourth mistake to avoid is buying an air purifier that doesn't have a HEPA filter. While you can compromise on filtering certain unique gases, you don't want to compromise on filtering particles. And HEPA filters are the gold standard for particle filtration. They're used in hospitals, they're commonly used in industry, and there's a ton of research and testing supporting their efficacy filtering particles of all sizes, including pollen, mold, dust, and virus particles. Make sure the air purifier you buy has a HEPA-grade filter. In other words, avoid models that don't have HEPA-grade filters. The fifth and final mistake to avoid is buying an air purifier based on manufacturer-recommended area of coverage. Airflow determines an air purifier's area of coverage. The higher its airflow, the greater the volume of air the air purifier can process through its filters per unit time, the greater its area of coverage. This is the area of coverage at 6 air changes per hour for the 30 most popular air purifiers we've tested. Notice how area of coverage increases with airflow. Now let's look at manufacturer-specified area of coverage. Notice how numbers are all over the place because manufacturers don't all specify area of coverage at the same number of air changes per hour. This Levoit Vital 200S, for example, has less airflow than the Winix 5500-2, but 5 times the specified area of coverage because Levoit lists its area of coverage at only 1 air change per hour. Winix specifies the 5500-2's area of coverage at 5 air changes per hour, and so on and so forth. So don't rely on manufacturer-recommended area of coverage when buying and comparing air purifiers. Compare airflow, or CADR, which is simply the air purifier's airflow filtering different types of particles, to determine if one model can cover a larger area than another. And if you do compare area of coverage, make sure it's listed at the same number of air changes per hour for each model you're looking at, just like it is in this chart. And that just about wraps up this video on the 5 mistakes to avoid when buying an air purifier. If you're in the market for an air purifier, see the description of this video for the latest updated list of all of the models we recommend. And thank you for watching.